Today we're going to be reinstalling electric fencing over here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. We got a break on the weather on this February afternoon, and I've been putting in some fence posts and getting my back cross fencing done on the property in preparation for bringing the goats over. What I have is these T-posts that I put in the ground in increments of every 20 feet. And spaced evenly between them at 10 feet increments are these fiberglass posts, because I'm installing an electric fence. We had electric fencing set up over at Acorn Acres when I had goats over there. And I found that 5 strands of electric wire are sufficient enough to hold goats, so long as the solar charger stays charged and supplies electric to the wire. Sometimes a short will create, and the goats will figure it out and they'll get out. A tool I have that I borrowed this from my friend. This is some kind of a steel weight piece up here welded on the end of a pipe. This goes down over the top of the T-post and you just hammer it down. So let's hammer a couple of T-posts in. I did string a wire from one side of my property to the other and clear the brush out, so I have a straight path to get my fence line as absolutely even as possible. And this fence line is exactly 300 feet from the back fence line, and it'll be another 200 feet down to the other cross fence line, and I'll segregate the paddocks or the pastures into 100 foot by 200 foot sections, so I can rotate the pastures. And some of the other tools or implements you'll need to put this type of fencing up is a roll of electric fencing. I have this wire, I bought it. It's a 14 gauge wire, and I had bought 3 spools of these for they're a 1/4 mile each spool. I have another full spool down in the barn, and I have the wire that I collected when we moved over here to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I completely disassembled all of the electric fencing, including all of the wooden posts, the T-posts, and my fiberglass rods, and brought them over here. And I had enough material to put in my perimeter fencing, and now I'm just piecing together these 2 cross fencings. And I'm not going to worry about the paddock fence yet until I get the material for that. So this will give me some protection, and also give me some perimeter for the livestock, because I do not want them going up into my mountain and eating the bark off the trees and killing those trees. I also don't want them eating the morel mushrooms that grow up there. Okay, back to fencing. There's 2 attachments that the wire attaches to, and they're insulators. This one is designed to actually go on the rods. I'll show you that. And this clips on the T-posts, and it's keeps the wire away from the post and also insulates it from grounding out. So let's do that now. Now, just a note, I put this part of it down so the rain doesn't collect in it, and then this part, I don't know if you can see that, but this part has little nipples on it. I don't know what else to call them, but that's what catches and locks this in place. If you put it on backwards, it doesn't lock into place. So that's why I'm putting them on this way. And also note, I'm putting the fence wire on the inside of the pole toward the livestock. Clips right in there like that, and that holds the wire in place. In addition to the fencing, a friend of mine gave me this stop gate. They got a brand new one and gave this one to me, so another free item for the homestead. And I'll be installing it here at a later date. I have an old skid road going right up through to collect firewood through there, so I do want a gate for vehicle access back up to the mountain. While we're here in the barn, I wanted to show you these little nifty neato gadgets. You can screw these into a tree or a wooden fence post and secure your electric wire that way, because this is a nice insulator. And I have several of these, so I'll be using those. And if I'm short, I have to go down to the ranch store and see if I can find some more. So I do have some more trees to cut down through the fence line, because trees are rotting, old, dead, so I gotta go rent an electric chainsaw so I can get those cut down and cut up for firewood. Also, trees leaning into the fence line that could eventually pose a hazard to the fence itself in the future. I'm going to cut those out, cut them up for firewood. Starting to rain now. This concludes this episode on installing electric fencing here at the homestead. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for coming. We'll see you guys in more videos. Bye bye.